That's the first runs of the day for us. Collis just picks that up inside the rope. Ramesh is off the mark. Donald to bowl to us. Played into the gap. It's in the air. That's the first boundary for us. Out. He's been caught. Das goes for only 9. Stopped by Kirsten. Pollock to begin a new spell. That's gone high in the air, but it'll drop safely. He looked as if he was home to me. Batsmen are turning for a third. I think he was easily back in the crease there. That's the first runs of the day for Laxman. Batsmen are looking for 3. Donald doing the fielding. Ramesh facing. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. He's struggling to get back here. Pollock to bowl to Ramesh. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. Ramesh moves into double figures with those runs. That's gone high in the air, but it'll drop safely. He picked the length quickly with that one.
Lovely front foot shot. Head over the ball, wrists in front of the bat as he played through the line.
Donald to begin a new over. A long hop and punished. That's the first boundary for Laxman. That's 4 more. That takes him into double figures.
Hold that line just outside the off stump and the batsman is uncertain whether to play or leave it alone.
The batsman will have to run these. Batsmen are turning for a third. Kirsten doing the fielding. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Ramesh is now on strike. It's in the air. Ramesh has now moved into the 20s. Pollock to begin a new over. The batsman didn't look at all comfortable there. Pollock to Laxman. Pushed into the gap. Pollock to bowl to Ramesh. That's cleared the infield. The crowd were brought to their feet by that shot.
That was a poor ball, and it got the treatment it deserved.
Pollock is back in the attack. That's racing away for 4. You really can't afford to pitch short on this track.
Well, if you're going to pitch that short, you'll get punished.
Ramesh is now facing. It's in the air. The second wicket pair have moved their partnership on to 52. Donald to begin a new over. There it goes. Laxman has now moved into the 20s. That's a good shot. That was a real textbook shot.
That was a good shot. He saw it early and got into position quickly.
Donald continues. Donald continues. That's gone high in the air. Played with a beautifully straight bat.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
Donald to Laxman. He's struggling to get back here. He looked as if he was home to me. Donald to Laxman. A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. Pollock to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Batsmen are looking for 3. Pollock at the start of his run-up. The fielder will cut that off. The batsmen are after 2. Stopped by Donald. We're about to see the first bowling change. Hit straight to a fielder. Pollock to begin a new over. Done him all ends up. That was a superb delivery.
What a cracking delivery. It went straight through him.
Ramesh makes his way back to the dressing room. Pollock at the start of his run-up. That's a lovely way to get off the mark. The batsmen are after 2. Pollock at the start of his run-up. That's racing away for 4. That's the first boundary for Tendulkar. Tendulkar facing. Hit straight at Boyer. Boyer to begin a new over. Boyer to Laxman. He smashed that away. Well, that was a very confident shot.
Great shot. That seemed a rocket to the boundary.
It's in the air. Looks in good form out there.
What a clever piece of batting. He picked a safe area and just lifted it over the infield.
Boyer at the start of his run-up. There it goes. That ball was at the fence in no time at all.
He played that shot to perfection.
Played into the gap. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Donald reaches it before it crosses the boundary. A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. Batsmen are after 2. Pollock to bowl to Laxman. It's high in the air. That was sheer power.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
Pollock to Laxman. Steered expertly into the gap. He's getting a standing ovation from this excellent crowd. Laxman has reached his 50 from 32 balls. That's cut off by him. It's a mix-up with the batsman. Pollock to bowl to Tendulkar. Stopped by Donald. Tendulkar facing. That's racing away to the fence. That takes him into double figures. Boye to begin a new over. Over pitched and smashed for 4. Laxman very quickly onto that one.
He dispatched that for 4 with great confidence.
Boye continues. It's high in the air. Really struck that well.
That was a nicely timed shot. You don't need to smash the ball to the boundary every time.
Boye is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. He really struck that well.
That was beautifully played. He was well over the top of the ball.
He's really given that a whack. 6 runs. These two players have now put on 54. Pollock to begin a new over. There it goes. They were diving for cover and stand there.
That's a demoralising sight for any bowler, seeing the ball sail over the fence.
Pollock continues. Stopped by Mackenzie. He looked as if he was home to me. Pollock continues. That's gone high in the air. Tendulkar has now moved into the 20s. Pollock continues. Well, that'll beat the fielder. That was a fantastic back foot shot.
Well, you won't see the cut played much better than that. He really got on top of it and cracked it to the fence.
That's in the air, but it's 4 runs. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
That was a poor ball, and it got the treatment it deserved.
Long hop and dispatch for 4. Tendulkar is looking to punish any short deliveries.
He played that shot to perfection.
Laxman facing. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Tendulkar is now on strike. It's high in the air. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
Great shot. That seemed to rocket to the boundary.
Boye continues. Overpitched and smashed for 4. Picked up very early by Tendulkar.
Cracking shot. He's in great form.
Boye continues. Stopped by Pollock. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight at Klusener. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. There are only 8 wickets left now. He's worked that into the gap. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Fielded by Kemp. That's gone high in the air. Fielder hardly had a chance to move there.
Beautifully played. Head over the ball, weight forward, a textbook shot.
We're about to see a change in the bowling. Steered expertly into the gap. He's got onto that one. Hasn't been easy by any means, but he can enjoy this moment. Tendulkar has reached his 50 from 21 balls.
He's looked in good form and needs to build on this now.
Tendulkar is now on strike. Great shot by Tendulkar. That required perfect timing.
That was a good shot. He saw it early and got into position quickly.
It's high in the air. Lusner is not impressed.
He played that shot to perfection.
Well, that'll beat the fielder. That was a superb placement.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
Laxman facing. Hit straight at Cullinan. That's gone high in the air. It really looks in fine nick today.
He hit that over the field superbly.
It's in the air. The crowd were brought to their feet by that shot.
He plays that shot really well and it brings him lots of runs.
Pollock to bowl to Laxman. And that's out. Caught by Boyer. Laxman is finally out for 87.
That was an important catch. He did very well to hang on to it.
The crowd really enjoyed that innings.
He had a century in his sights, so he'll be a little disappointed.
Ganguly awaits his first ball. That's straight up in the air. That's the first boundary for Ganguly. Lusner to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. He looked as if he was home to me. Lusner to bowl to Tendulkar. That's straight up in the air. Picked up very early by Tendulkar.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious boundary.
That's too full and it's been punished. That really was excellent timing.
Oh, great shot. That was 4 from the moment it left the bat.
It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Ganguly facing. That's racing away to the fence. That was a very confident shot.
What can I say about that shot? He looks in top form today.
Klusner to Ganguly. Oh, that's a really superb shot. That takes him into double figures. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Fielded by Cullinan. That's gone high in the air. Ganguly very quickly onto that one.
He really laid into that delivery. 4 runs all the way.
Pollock at the start of his run-up. That's racing away to the boundary. Ganguly has now moved into the 20s. Well held. Ganguly goes for only 20.
That was a bad shot. He really seemed to lose concentration.
Stopped by Mackenzie. It's a mix-up with the batsman. He looked as if he was home to me. It's high in the air. He goes over the top. He looks in good form out there.
That was a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
Tendulkar is now on strike. Klusner continues. Stopped by Kirsten. Pollock to begin a new over. Well held. Dravid makes his way back to the dressing room. Dravid goes for a duck. Mongia awaits his first ball. Mongia is off the mark. Fielded by Boyer. Tendulkar is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. He watched that onto the bat perfectly.
That was a gift for the batsman.
Klusner to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Stopped by Pollock. That's a superb shot. That's the first boundary for Mongia. Over the top and away for four. Klusner is not impressed.
That was a perfect straight drive, met with an absolutely straight bat. Demoralising for the bowler.
That's gone high in the air. Mongia moves into double figures with those runs. Beautiful shot. Just over-pitched by Klusner.
Well, he's only been out there for a few minutes and he timed that perfectly.
Pollock to bowl to Tendulkar. That's straight up in the air. You can't afford to bowl that in there.
Poor bowling. His captain won't be too happy with him after that delivery.
It's high in the air. Tendulkar has taken his score into the 90s. Well held. Tendulkar eventually goes for 23.
That was a lazy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
That was an excellent knock by Tendulkar.
He'll be really disappointed. A century was there for the taking.
He's got onto that one. It's the first boundary for Khan. Pollock is back in the attack. Great catch.
That was a lazy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
That must have stung a bit, but he held onto it. The new batsman comes in at the non-striker's end. There it goes. Mongia has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Klusner at the start of his run-up. Klusner to Mongia. There it goes. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He'll have enjoyed that one. It was for the moment it left his bat.
So at the end of the day, India are 7 for 280. It's in the air. That's the first boundary for Srinath. Played off the back foot. Collected by Kemp. Pollock to Srinath. Kemp out at long off. Pollock to Srinath. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Srinath waiting at the striker's end. Klusner to bowl to Srinath. He looked as if he was home to me. Short and smash for four. Srinath moves into double figures with those runs. Klusner at the start of his run-up. Up and over and 4 runs. Looks in good form out there.
He played that with a lovely straight bat. He'll be pleased.
Well, the fielder's not going to cut that off. Srinath has now moved into the 20s. Pollock to begin a new over. A long hop and punish. Picked up very early by Mongia.
Poor bowling. His captain won't be too happy with him after that delivery.
Pollock continues. That's gone high in the air. That really was excellent timing.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away to the boundary.
Pollock is back in the attack. That's racing away for 4. Really struck that well.
Perfectly played. He got right over that ball and played it with a nice straight bat.
South Africa are making a change in the bowling. There it goes. A perfectly timed shot for 4.
He gave the batsman too much room there. 4 runs.
Donald at the start of his run-up. Overpitched and 4. Partnership for the 8th wicket is now worth 51. Donald at the start of his run-up. There it goes. Really looks in fine nick today.
Fantastic shot there. He knew it was 4 as soon as he struck it.
South Africa are about to make a change in the bowling. There it goes. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
Well played. He got into perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball, weight going forward.
That's straight up in the air. You can't afford to bowl that in there.
He hit that over the field superbly.
Well, that's gone a long way. The bowler won't like that one little bit.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far.
That's gone high in the air. Now he needs to get his head down again and aim for the next landmark. That brings up his half-century.
Well played. Now he needs to get his head down and move to the next milestone.
Donald to begin a new over. Donald at the start of his run-up. It's in the air. They were diving for cover with that one.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
That's gone high in the air. That was 4 the moment it left his bat.
Cracking shot. The secret there was that he got his feet into position early and had plenty of time to play the shot.
Donald is back in the attack. Overpitched and crashed away. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
Mongia waiting at the striker's end. That's over the infield and racing away for 4. That was 4 the moment it left his bat.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
That's gone high in the air. Srinath is now on strike. It's high in the air. The crowd are giving him a great round of applause as they appreciate the importance of this knock. Srinath has scored 50 off 24 balls.
It's been a good knock so far, but he needs to keep concentrating.
There it goes. That's straight up in the air. Partnership for the 8th wicket is now worth 101. There it goes. Superb diving stop. That's cut behind square. Srinath facing. That's straight up in the air. Donald is not impressed.
Well, you don't see that shot played much better than that.
That's gone high in the air. He picked the length quickly with that one.
The bowler didn't do too much wrong there. It was just an excellent shot.
Mongia is now on strike. Brilliantly caught.
That was a bad shot. He really seemed to lose concentration.
Mongia is finally out for 68. There it goes. That's the first boundary for Singh. Kemp at the start of his run-up. Pushed into the gap. Batsmen are coming back for a third. That's cut off by Pollock. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Kemp is back in the attack. The batsman will have to run these. The batsmen are turning for a third. Pollock doing the fielding. Srinath is now facing. We're about to see a change in the bowling. He smashed that one right out of the ground. They'll be looking for that ball for days.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
Play it away with comfort. Pollock at the start of his run-up. The fielder will cut that off. It's straight to a fielder. There's a change in the bowling for South Africa. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. It's straight at Cullinan. He's got it into the gap. Donald at the start of his run-up. Pollock to begin a new over. Tucked off his legs. He looked as if he was home to me. Pollock to Srinath. Srinath is now on strike. It's straight at Cullinan. Pollock to bowl to Srinath. Played into the gap. Pollock to bowl to Singh. That's straight up in the air. Singh has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Donald to begin a new over. The batsman will have to run these. Singh is now facing. He's got it into the gap. That's cut off by Cullinan. He's worked that into the gap. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Pollock to begin a new over. Stopped by Cullinan. Out.
Well taken. He never looked like dropping.
Singh goes for 28. Kumble is now on strike. Great shot by Kumble. That's the first boundary for Kumble. The new batsman won't face for the time being. Donald at the start of his run-up. Donald to bowl to Srinath. Kumble takes guard. Stopped by Laxman. It's in the air. That was sheer power.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
Follow to Kumble. Pushed into the gap. Kumble moves into double figures with those runs. Follow to Srinath. Pushed into the gap. Play it away with comfort. Kumble takes his place at the crease. Donald at the start of his run-up. Gosh, that must have hurt. South Africa are making a change in the bowling. So to sum up then, India win by 1 wicket.